It looks like we're ready for the second half of this chapter test. On this test, we will be assessing your knowledge of patterns, multiplying integers, dividing integers, and our most recent work on the coordinate plane. Let's practice together. The first topic was looking for patterns. You were given a series of numbers and asked to see if you can see some sort of repeating or alternating pattern. When the numbers are going down, that means we're either going to be dividing by a term or we're going to be subtracting. You have to look ahead at the pattern to make sure that it's consistent. So to get from 46 to 42, I am going down in numbers and I will be subtracting 4. I'll continue subtracting 4 and that will give me 30. Subtract 4 will give me 26. Subtract 4 once again, 22. Writing the rule. Start with 46. Then subtract 4 repeatedly. I'm just going to say keep subtracting 4. My next one, -3, 6, -12, 24, -48. One of the first things you should notice is that the signs are alternating. The numbers are going up, so I'm either adding something or multiplying. I'm going to test out multiplying. It looks like I'm multiplying by a -2 because the signs changed. So if I keep multiplying by a -2, all right, across the board, multiply by -2, I then will get a positive 96. I'm then going to get a negative, and then I'll get a positive. Finish up the pattern, please. Once again, you have to write the rule, and then you'll start with -3, then multiply, and what are we multiplying by? It looks like we're multiplying by a -2. And that'll be repeating or keep multiplying by -2. Now I'm going to give you the rule. I'm going to ask you to write the pattern. Start with 33 and then subtract 2 repeatedly for 5 terms. Subtract 2, subtract 2, subtract 2, subtract 2, and subtract 2. Okay. Next one, start with 6, and then add 3, and then subtract 1 alternating. Add 3, and then subtract 1. Add 3, subtract 1, add 3. And that's all we really covered with patterns. Our next topic involved multiplication and division of integers. But before we did any multiplying, we talked about, will the product be positive or negative? If the signs are unlike, we have a negative product. Looking at number 6, the signs are the same. That will give me a positive product. The third one has 3 factors, so you look for your negative, and that negative, there's only one. 1 is an odd number, so this will be a negative product. Number 7 has 1, 2, 3 negative factors. 3 is an odd number, so you'll have a negative product once again. -3 is my factor, and I'll have 4 of them. 4 is even. This will be positive. I look across at my next one. I see 1, 2, 3 negatives. Negatives means odd, but wait. There's a 0, and anytime one of your factors is 0, the entire product is 0. Let's move on now to a mixed review. And in this mixed review, we're going to see that we have to watch our signs and try these, and we'll check those together in class. So take a moment, copy them in your notes, and with homework as well as classwork, write down the initial problem and then your answer. And like I said, we'll check those in class. Now we move on to that last section, which was about the coordinate plane, and we learned a little bit about the X and Y axis as well as the 4 quadrants, and we saw that we could plot or graph points and name their coordinates. Well, let's just talk about location first, and remember again, and if you need to, sometimes it's helpful to write a quick model. We know that we start with quadrant 1 and we use Roman numerals. And we think about positives, and so on. We should know what points lie in what quadrant. So -3, we don't have to graph these, but going up 2, 3, 4, 5 would be somewhere around here. So that's in quadrant 2, using Roman numerals. -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 0 falls on the x-axis. It's not in a quadrant. It's on a line. -1, -3, quadrant 3. No, that's wrong. Oh no, that's right, I'm sorry. -2, -4 would also be in quadrant 3. 0, 0, where is that located? At the origin. 0, 8, so I'm not going left or right, but I'm going all the way up to 8, would be on my y-axis. Now I didn't put a point in quadrant 1. If I wanted to put a point in quadrant 1, it might be something like 2, 4. That would be quadrant 1. Okay, so know your locations. Final activity for today would be to plot some points. Let's start with our -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have point A, which is found in quadrant 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up 2. 5, 2 is B, point B in quadrant 1. -3, start at the origin. 1, 2, 3, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Point C in quadrant 2. D is -2, 0 on the x-axis. The next one is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And down 1 to -1. That's point E. And that's in quadrant 4. Unless we have 0 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the y-axis. And that's all we have in regards to review. You'll have a review tonight, and our test will be next class.